I am from ancient Greece.
Welcome back to Magic and Mayhem, everybody. I'm your host, the King of Chaos. Wow. I'm the King of Seance! Ah! I had a different bit, but I'm going with that now.
Now that we're here. Hi guys, I'm Ronnan, the guy who just dropped his pen 3 times and is still eating dinner. This is just going to be a kind of roll with it sort of episode. Moving on.
Hey, Ronnan.
Yeah.
4.
That's your pen. I don't count.
Oh.
Don't mind the squeaky chair. I got rid of the couch that was here before.
Yeah, where did that go? Is that in the game room?
I'm just sitting out in my
Somewhere.
living room-ish area.
Fair enough.
Anyway, hi, I'm James,
Hello.
and I come bearing good news. It has finally happened. The bird is gone.
The bird is gone?
The bird is gone.
Oh, thank God. In modern or like everything?
Only in modern. We don't play modern. It's
yeah,
gone
that's
in
fair.
modern. Nadu,
Yeah.
the winged wisdom, is banned in modern now.
What?
Oh, thank God.
It took long enough, though. At
Yeah.
least they still got Shukos.
What?
Yeah, there's this really overpowered
It's the super
bird.
broken bird.
Yeah.
Okay. Was this the first time I've heard of this?
It's from Modern Horizons 3.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the set that we didn't really talk about. No, the set we talked
I
about
just closed my
extensively
Sprite
that Ronan cut.
Because you said that you weren't going
Yes.
to talk about it, and you spent 20 minutes talking about it.
Yeah, we were like,
Yes.
alright, we're not going to get into Modern Horizons. But the thing about Modern Horizons, though...
That's enough with the Modern Horizons. I get it. We hate it. I get it. Moving on.
Where is James going?
I don't know, he got tired
Just
of
moving
it.
out my room, so I have a lot more room to.
Fine.
I would join you in doing that, but I forgot pants.
I join you in doing that, but I got corded headphones currently.
Oh yeah, that too. That's my excuse. I'm close. Anyways, we're doing something new again today.
My ceiling keeps shaking. I have no idea why. Stop it.
I can only hear it on Ronan. And even then, I hear just like this faint rumbling. Like a stampede is approaching from a mile away.
It's a thunder rolling outside. Anyway, we're doing something new.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to
That we
explain it,
are.
or do you want me to explain it?
I want you to explain it. But
Okay.
before we do anything, in case you guys couldn't tell, I'm sick.
End of
And
sentence.
I'm milking it, man.
Got it.
Trust me, it really does genuinely suck, but oh boy, am I milking it.
I hope that was caught on camera. That was smooth.
The toss into the trash can?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish I didn't mention it, because now I'll just look dumb.
You poor child. Anyway, the thing that we're doing today.
Dumber than usual. Okay.
The thing we're doing today. We always seem to be doing these things where we're making decks for you guys for fun and stuff, but we always make the deck off camera. And then we just tell you about it. I was about to say I had a better idea. Okay, this is my idea.
Yeah, hence why I'm not explaining it.
We are going to, the full process, build a commander deck on the podcast. Full thing. We haven't decided on a concept. We've talked about a few commanders, but I don't know if we're going to go with any of those. One of the only rules for this that we have, just because it's a podcast and we need some more structure here, is that we cannot add a card unless all 3 of us agree. This might change as we go, depending on how long this goes and how much debating over cards there is. but we want to see what happens when we have somebody who doesn't like building decks with white, somebody who really likes multicolored lands, non-basics, and
They're just better than basics.
they're too complicated, and
You're too complicated.
yes, yes,
That's
I am.
that's the human experience. Thank you.
We don't have to get into that on this. And then we have the guy who. Enough said. And we're gonna see how this works out. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, I am very excited and nervous about this because, boy oh boy, do Ronnan and I have completely different perspectives about land.
Mm-hmm. And many
I
other
like-
things.
Paused and then went light speed.
Mm-hmm. It's like Ronnan, when he builds a deck, it's like there are maybe 3 total non-basics.
One of them
There's
is
always
Reliquary Tower.
Reliquary Tower every single time, depending on some other things, maybe 1 or 2 other non-basics, and then the rest are basics. Meanwhile, me, for 38 lands, usually I like to run anywhere from 10 to 15 basics.
Mm-hmm. Too many. Far too many.
And James plays green.
James plays green.
Hey.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how this goes. Warning, this might be a long one. We've had a few long ones recently.
We're expecting
but
a
this
long
one-
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're only planning on recording this tonight. And our reward for finishing this early, if we do, is maybe we'll
Snappies.
play video games. Maybe I'll go to bed.
okay.
Because I'm very, very sick, you guys. Please give me so much pity. I'm trying my hardest not to smile like
Go-
an idiot while
Go
saying
to our
this.
Patreon. We don't have a Patreon. Go to our Patreon.
Yeah.
Give us
Donate
money.
to my OnlyFans.
Donate to his. He might have an OnlyFans. Donate to his OnlyFans. You won't know unless
I'm
you
not
look.
sick.
You won't know unless you
Yeah.
look, guys. You got it.
Try and find me on OnlyFans.
See if you can.
I'm sick. Go find me on
Don't-
OnlyFans.
Don't do that. Don't actually.
Don't do it.
All right.
Mhm.
So we're gonna get into this. What do we want to do?
That's a really good question. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, and I'm not thinking about colors too much here because I'm just thinking about commanders. What if we built a planeswalker deck and avoided Commodore Guff?
That kind of goes along with my idea. My idea was let's just take each of our favorite colors, blue, white, and green, and have a commander deck based off of that.
Which kind of goes along with my idea, which is as many draw spells as possible. So I think
So are we
this is
coming up
gonna
with
work.
All right, yeah, blue, white, green, planeswalkers. Because
Okay.
most of the planeswalkers that are good are in blue and draw cards.
Heck yeah, Teferi Temple Pilgrim is a must.
Mhm.
Please agree with me here. Teferi Temple Pilgrim is a must.
I have no qualms about that one.
Um,
You might need to do a little bit more convincing for James, though.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Is that the one that gets loyalty whenever you draw a card?
Yeah. And if you
Sure.
can -12 it, it's a board wipe for everyone but you. You get to keep your stuff. Shuffles it into the library, I think. So it doesn't even give death triggers, which is awesome.
See, I'm kind of partial to this one because I used to have this deck. But the Sixth Doctor and Romana II, whenever you cast a historic spell, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary.
Most planeswalkers are legendary.
All planeswalkers are legendary. And then with Romana II, you can tap it, create a tap token that's a copy of target token that entered the battlefield this turn. So whenever you cast a planeswalker, if you pay, I guess, 1 extra mana after it enters the battlefield, you get 3 copies of that planeswalker. That could be kind of cool.
It could be really cool.
Yeah?
There is Falco Spara, the Pact Weaver from New Capenna as well.
I feel like Ronnan would like that one.
Which one is
for that?
What does that do?
Second ability there.
3/3 flying and trample. It enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it. You may look at the top card of your library at any time, and you can cast spells from the top of your library by removing a counter from a creature you control, in addition to paying their other costs.
I can look at the top card of my library, you say?
Yep.
That one is also really cool. If you can.
I want to do one that isn't
Bird
like.
Dragon from New Capenna.
I want to do one that isn't like super popular. So like one that isn't right at the top of your list.
Romana the Second and the Sixth Doctor only have 56 Planeswalker decks built around them.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is the lowest number of decks built on my list. Yeah, Falco Spara has the most with 204. There's a couple of others. Estrid the Masked, who is herself a planeswalker, but she cares about auras.
I see. Which isn't quite what we're going for.
Yeah.
I mean,
it could be with the new planeswalker talents that have been released recently, but I think most of those are in red and black.
yeah.
Where you can enchant a planeswalker. Yeah, they're auras that you can equip onto planeswalkers. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
I don't
Where
know.
did those come from?
Aftermath, I want to say? No, hang on.
Oh, the small dinky set no one liked.
Let me... March of the Machine, actually. There's a Teferi's talent.
Teferi's talent?
Enchanted Planeswalker has -12. You get an emblem with you may activate loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers you control on any player's turn. At any time you could cast an instant. And whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on Enchanted Planeswalker.
So that's got to go in, right?
Yeah, that's...
Whether,
that's
no matter
definitely
what
going
we
in.
go with for the commander, that's got to go in, right?
Yeah, if we're deciding on this theme, then absolutely, I'm down.
How do you add cards to this?
You pick it, you click on the card, and you drag it, and then you drop it.
That's... Yeah, but how do I add things if I'm not looking at the card? Did you drag and drop it already?
Yes.
Isn't this supposed to auto...
Oh. I haven't added Teferi's talent yet.
Isn't this thing supposed to, like, auto-update?
I removed it. Hang on.
I can't spell that. I'm just scrolling through Jace Planeswalkers on Scryfall now.
In that case, James, do you have any input for what you think we should do for our commander?
I don't know. I was kind of liking the look of the Sixth Doctor and Romana.
Yeah, I'm like, I like the one that doubles stuff. You can get 2 of them, or 3 of them. Speaking of getting more of them, Jace Mirror Mage.
We don't.
We could have so many Mirror Mages, guys.
There we go. We've got our commanders set as the Sixth Doctor and Romana the Second.
Do I really have to hit refresh every single time?
It's looking like it.
Man, this thing sucks. Oh, get out of my face. It's not showing up for me at all. Am I in the right thing? Yeah, Deck Factory 1. Huh. 1726. Huh. I got something.
How about now, Ronnan?
I see it when you add it. Immediately.
Are you on the wrong deck, Chaos?
It auto updated when James put it in.
Uh-oh.
Are you on the wrong deck?
Maybe. I mean, no. That would be humiliating.
What's that?
I would never
red?
do anything humiliating.
Okay.
It meant it was outside the color identity.
Oh.
But I set both of them as the commander.
Got it. Okay.
So now our color identity is green, white, red. Green, white, blue, actually.
Green,
Sorry.
white, red. Okay. Chandra. Something.
Jaya?
I have... Oh, man, this is...
Are you good?
I have 2 decks named Deck Factory 1.
Oh no. The one with cards in it. That's the one you want.
It's got a deck size of 2.
Both of them
It
have...
costs
Okay.
21 cents.
Hey, you're here.
Got it. I'm here.
Welcome in.
He's here. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Good job, you did it.
Hiya!
Teferi's talent. Yeah!
Yeah! It works! We did it!
worked
We
guys.
did it.
time.
We figured it out. Guys, Architect is good.
After 30 minutes.
We just have to not be stupid. I get it now.
Listen, I'm milking this, man. I've got the worst brain fog from this. Like, brain frog?
You have a brain frog.
Where's
Ribbit
my Kermit? Where is he?
away.
I scrolled down a little bit, and now all I can see is a Johnny. Johnny is everywhere.
Yeah.
Why so many cat?
Why so many, cat?
Spoon.
Who is
Weird.
Bob?
Alright.
So about Bob.
Bevy of beetles?
What?
He's got a -1 draw card.
What are you guys talking about?
I found an Unfinity card.
He found a legal Unfinity card.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Did we agree on Teferi Temple Pilgrim?
Sure. I'm down. Are you down, Tucker?
Sure.
Teferi Temple
Yeah,
Pilgrim
it
is
works!
There's a lot of really good Teferis. How many planeswalkers are
never
we
mind.
thinking? Total.
Bob isn't legal in Commander.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
shame.
I forgot to add Commander to my Scryfall search. Jace Beleren is, though.
Yeah. So, I've learned the hard way. A lot of decks, when they have one theme that revolves around it, you want anywhere from 30 to 40 of that kind, unless you're doing Planeswalkers. Then you want to stick around 20 to 25.
Okay. So we're gonna need a lot of Teferis.
But,
Hold on, Ronan.
yeah,
Hold on.
looking... Tucker and I are going to want some Landfall
Yeah.
Planeswalkers in there, too.
We can do that. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Gonna
Ooh,
just be
Nissa who
Teferi.
shakes the world?
Yeah, of course. Of course,
oh,
not
we
just
got
Teferis. We
green?
need some Jason there too.
No, not Jace. Not as much of him.
I mean, we'll have a few at
Okay,
least.
hold on.
We could have like 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly, a few.
Let's figure out what do we have an idea on what kind of win con that we want? How do we want to win?
Board wipe with
That
Teferi
will-
and then swing stuff at them.
Okay, how do we get the creatures?
Teferi also does that.
Yeah.
What? The Fury is a god.
Create a 2/2 blue spirit creature token with vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on this creature.
So all we need is Teferi and a
that
lot of
one
card
thing.
draw. See what I'm saying? No.
In all reality,
Or do we want to get Jace the Perfected Mind and just mill them to death?
That's actually.
I mean,
See, it could be fun, but then you're kind of.
I mean, if we've got things like Vorn Collects, Innkeeper's Talent, Doubling Season, he can enter with like 20 loyalty counters.
yeah.
And then we can just minus 20 loyalty to him, and then they mill 60 cards.
I think the win con we have is all of those cards you mentioned, and then any one of our planeswalkers.
Okay. Too bad
Yeah.
we don't have black. Then we could get some Ferocias in here. Then we could actually win the game.
No, it's too much, too powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking there's a lot of good planeswalkers in these colors that can win the game out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't say it wins the game out of nowhere, but
What do you guys think of that one in there?
You get that one out of here.
But no, just what do you think?
What does it do? What
The -8 is you get an
what do-
emblem with islands you control have tap draw a card.
Of course they do.
Yeah, it's really good.
You're not ever going to use the mana anyway.
No. Why would you need mana when you can draw cards to get more mana?
Mew Yanli.
The Sky
Yanli?
Dancer. I don't know how to
Yanli.
pronounce it.
Sky Dancer.
But the +1 is a bit of protection. It takes flying away and -2, -0 something. And then you can also create a 4/4 blue elemental
It creates
bird.
an elemental.
Alright, I'll get rid of it. It's fine. It's fine. It's gone. Look, man, it's the easiest way for me to show you guys cards because I don't like reading them out loud because my name's
It's
in
not
them.
gone.
Yeah, it's still here.
It's
Get
gone.
rid of it.
It's gone on mine.
Get rid of it.
It's gone.
But yeah, on EDH Rec, I don't know if you guys want to use this as a basis of how many of everything we do. I normally do, so that's what I can add to this deck building. But it recommends that we have 19 planeswalkers.
19. We have 1 so far.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about Elspeth's Sun's Champion?
Ooh, we could put in the mouse printing.
We could put in the mouse printing. I just added it to the Architect for you guys to check out.
1/1 white soldier. Creature tokens. Destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater. Ooh. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and a flying. That's one that is very much. Okay, well, it's scrolled up here now.
Okay, we can put that in the maybe board.
How did you do that?
I didn't do anything.
I just pushed the button that said move to maybe board.
What? Wait. What? What? Wait.
Just so he could make it the mouse.
Look, man, I'm good at Architect, okay?
How the heck are you? Stop! Slow down! Everybody stop moving!
Hey!
Put
it back over there.
So much happening.
I can't. It's too much. I've never used Architect in my life. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I very rarely use it.
Okay, so we have.
It has become my default deck building.
Alright, we have 1.
Mostly because I'm putting my collection on Architect, so it helps.
Okay, so our commanders double legendary stuff. So we could also go for like artifacts, enchantments, things like that.
Yeah, we could do that. Artifacts and sagas. There might be some
What do
good...
you think? What do you think of Ichor Moon Gauntlet?
Ichor Moon Gauntlet has to go in there, I think.
Yeah, toss it in. Let me see first.
It's in the maybe
I
board.
don't know. How do I look at that? Where am I?
It's just another category.
Hold on, it didn't show
It's
up.
on the other side of your screen.
It didn't show up.
It's not?
Hold on.
Well, I mean, he's got 3 tabs open side to side. I think it's really skinny for him.
Oh.
It didn't show up for me. Hold on. No, the maybe board is there. The card you put in there is not. Quantity for maybe board is 1.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's an artifact. It says planeswalkers you control have 0 proliferate and 12 take an extra turn after this one.
Oh,
Minus
yeah.
whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose a counter on target permanent. Put an additional counter of that kind on the permanent.
Yes, absolutely needs to go in.
Basically, when you play something, proliferate 1 target.
Yes. That definitely needs to go in.
I did find a cool saga. Let's see. Urza assembles the Titans. Scry 4, then reveal the top card of your library. If Planeswalker is revealed this way, put it into your hand. You may put a Planeswalker card with mana value 6 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. And you may activate the loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers you control twice rather than only once. You control twice this turn rather than only once.
And he's frozen.
Nice.
Who's frozen?
You. There you
Wi-Fi
are.
broken.
Hi. I'm on my laptop. We don't have to fear me being frozen.
Hi.
You
False,
were,
because
though.
you were.
Or you don't have to fear what it means when I'm frozen.
Ooh.
I think that saga should go in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear a word he said, so give me a minute to read it.
Mm-hmm. The only downside is, like, it says that you can activate them twice instead of only once. If it said an additional time, that would be super cool. Because then you would have... You could activate them 4 times each turn. But no, it only says twice. But that's still pretty good.
How would you get them twice? Was that Teferi's talent that did the double?
No, the saga says that you activate Planeswalker abilities twice when it gets to 3.
Yeah, but if it was, how would having it be an additional time be helpful? Because we don't have anything else that says additional currently.
I meant that if it said an additional time instead of activate it twice. Because if it lets you do it... If it says activate more than once, when you get copies of that saga, you can... Those stack, sort of like landfall.
See, that's what we were asking about,
okay.
was what did you mean by making it stack? Because we had nothing else that did that. So we weren't...
Oh, okay.
The fact that we can copy the saga is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I meant like copying the saga if it said an additional time instead of twice this turn, then that would have been a lot better.
Yeah. Still really good though.
Yeah, because even if you don't copy it at all with your commander, you're still putting a planeswalker into your hand, putting that planeswalker onto the battlefield, and then activating loyalty abilities twice. It's just more of a, when you double it, the first 2 get really, really good, and then the third one stays the same amount of good it was.
Yeah. I think we can move the Elizabeth out of the maybe board. It's kind of grown on me now that it's a mouse.
Yeah. now that she's squeaky.
Yeah. Now that she squeeze it, squeak.
Now that she squeeze it, yeah.
Squeaketh. There it is. It's really hard to say for some reason. Where was the one that I wanted to look at? Wherefore art thou? Hey! Look, a commander. In exactly our colors, and a planeswalker.
Oh, hey!
Enchanted permanent. Oh, that's the one you were talking about, auras.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Scrolls past. What is that? There's a battle that turns into a Teferi?
Yeah, I have it.
I thought you already knew that.
No, I had no idea. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card.
Hear me out.
Space Bellerin. I mean...
Space... What does that first thing say? It's very small.
Space Sculptor. Space Bellerin divides the battlefield into alpha, beta, and gamma sectors. If a creature isn't assigned to a sector, its controller assigns it to one. Opponents assign first. So...
Choosing each sector can be blocked. And only by creatures in the same sector. On one counter each creature in the sector of your choice. Destroy all creatures in the sector of your choice. Interesting.
It's just a chaos card.
Yeah, that is
I am
nightmarish. I love it.
Huge fan. I also love that it is the only Planeswalker we have in here so far that has auto-labeled as Planeswalker.
Yeah.
Really?
Let's see.
Yeah. Because the other one is tokens and Teferi is draw.
Okay, what about this guy?
That guy?
Teferi who slows the sunset.
Is that the one that you can play things on other people's stuff? No. Hold on.
No.
Again,
Kind
it's very small for some reason. Wait, I can enlarge it. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. To one target creature up to one target land. Untap the chosen permanent you control. Tap the chosen permanent you don't control. You gain 2 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library. Get an emblem with untap all permanents you control during each opponent's untap step. And you draw a card. I love that emblem.
I figured you would.
Big fan. Big fan. That's a go for it from me.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What were our thoughts on Space Bellerin?
Absolutely.
I like it. I agree.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, this
I
one's
feel
also...
like this one we kind of have to put in. It's Tameo Field Researcher.
It's the Planeswalker, yeah.
The Planeswalker that is just an Omniscience, if it gets there.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if we cast 3 of them, they can't kill all 3.
Very quickly, at least.
And if we've got enough counter doublers...
Speaking of counter
get it out
doublers,
immediately.
Speaking of counter doublers, James, do you want to start working on getting some of those in?
Oh, I can get a list.
Okay. What do you think about this one? Jace, Ingenious Mind Mage. Draw a card, untap all creatures you control. Gain control of up to 3 target creatures.
That Jace was the host of my first ever Magic the Gathering pre-constructed deck. I'm a huge fan of it, absolutely.
What do you think, James? Snatching other people's creatures if you can get that -9 off.
I'm gonna start looking
Man.
for some green planeswalkers.
That would not be a mythic today.
Yeah, the thing
That
is, it
would be
takes
a rare
5.
at most.
Yeah, it takes 5 turns.
To get it to the point
And
to
where...
6
activate
mana
that
to cast
-9.
it in the first place.
Mhm.
Yeah, 6 mana to cast, 5 turns to get to its ult. 6 if you want him to live.
He's really good if you he's definitely really good if you don't have anything giving other things vigilance. That way you can just keep your stuff up. I like to use it for the drawing cards because I always play with that Teferi, but I mean, for this one I think we'll be using the untap all creatures you control more often.
Yeah. Ooh. There's this planeswalker, a Johnny Sleeper Agent, who's kind of a win con, actually. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. -3, distribute 3 1/1 counters among up to 3 target creatures. They gain vigilance until end of turn. And then -6, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters.
Ah,
So if we double that with our commander, or triple that with our commanders, we have one token, let's say we have a Johnny Sleeper Agent in our hand, and then we have both of our commanders out, and say Vorinclex, Monstrous Raider on the battlefield. As soon as we cast a Johnny, we get 3 copies of him. We use all 3 ultimates. And now you get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 4 poison counters. But you have 3 of those emblems. So whenever you cast...
I mean, it would still just be 2 poison counters, but the Vorinclex would double them.
Yeah.
The emblem wouldn't change,
sort of
but
what I
yeah.
meant. The emblem wouldn't change, but
So
Vorinclex would double them.
You cast it, you get those, and then you cast one other thing, and then you get
Then each opponent has 4 poison counters.
or target opponent gets hold on, 12. Death, and then you cast 2 more creatures, and then the other 2 are out too. Yes, that guy has to be in.
Speaking of, can we agree on Vorinclex?
Yes, immediately
Yeah.
agreed.
I'm working on putting together a little counters package.
And that talent that's basically Vorinclex once you get it high enough.
Yeah. Oh, dang it.
Okay. Yeah, I've got Vorinclex and Innkeepers in.
Yep, Vorinclex and Innkeeper's Talent.
Where am I?
Are they in?
I just put them in.
Man, every time you put stuff in, it doesn't go for me.
Did you leave the deck again?
Yes. No. Maybe he's tabbed over on something.
Yeah,
else.
because...
Alright, I reloaded and I see him now.
Well, let me read.
I see a Johnny.
Okay, there it is. Counters. Keeper's
Well,
Talent.
That's not what I
Vorinclex.
wanted to happen, but okay.
Okay. What about some? We've got a bunch of 3-color commanders. We got some blue. We got a few. We got 1 blue, 2 blue. We got 2 blue and a white. What about some green planeswalkers?
I was just looking into that when I saw that Ajani.
Nissa's a good. Nissa is a good ramp one. Nissa Who Shakes the World is usually pretty decent. I forget what Ascended Animus does, but that I personally like that one.
Not too much for this one currently. I guess it could be kind of good.
Nissa Ascended Animus creates green Phyrexian horror creature tokens with this as big as she is. Destroys target artifact or enchantment. Till end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 for each forest you control and gain trample.
Frog Nissa.
Yeah, I don't know how well the Ascended Animus would go, but
Yeah, certainly wouldn't be like the worst ad in the world.
But it's very focused on how much forests for that alt, though. So it's very
Yeah, it's a very...
Because it's a 3
Yeah, it's a
color.
mostly green thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did put the other Nissa into the maybe board.
Shakes the world. Whenever you tap a forest for a mana, add 1 additional. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control. Untap it. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste until end of turn. Get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards. Put them into the battlefield tab. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Ramp it up, my dudes. What else got added? I didn't see that.
Put that into the maybe board.
Scrolls to maybe board. I think Nissa Who Shakes the World is definitely a good ad.
Alright, this isn't working very well.
Tap up to 1 target creature. Draw 2 cards. Take an extra turn after this one. Alright, I think we should I'm gonna start looking at some utility artifacts and or enchantments.
Sounds good. I'm gonna keep adding planeswalkers to the maybe board.
Okay.
And then
We will go
once
over
I have a
those
good
in just a minute.
once I have a good amount of those. Hang on. That's not what I added.
Alright, I've got a few things that I could find that do counter doubling. Really, all I was able to find was just the normal doubling season, Innkeeper's Talent, Foreign Collects, and Lae'zel Flacketh's Champion. She'll put 1 more of each counter onto them.
That's
So she
pretty
won't
good.
double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of those are good to go in.
I agree.
When I click similar cards on Vorinclex, it just gives me more Praetors and not counter doublers. So come on, man.
Let's not go with this.
Oh, jeez, that's
Nope,
ridiculous.
not that one.
You know what? We're gonna have a very
That's going in the
broad
maybe board, but I think that should go in the deck.
Ren
What is
and
Redonkulous?
Realmbreaker?
Ajani Unyielding.
Oh.
Reveal the top 3 cards of your library, put all non-land permanents revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. -2, exile target creature, its controller gains life equal to its power, so like a Swords to Plowshares right there. And then -9, put 5 1/1 counters on each creature you control, and 5 loyalty counters on each other planeswalker you control.
It is a very good thing that I'm going to be using your audio, because every time you lean in towards your computer, you get loud,
Didn't catch it.
and it cuts out over Discord every word you say. But I was reading along with
Sorry.
you, so yes, that one should go in.
I found it's called Deep Glow Skate. For 4 and a blue, you've got a fish 3/3 fish. Whenever Deep Glow Scoot enters the battlefield, double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents.
Ooh. That's good.
It's kind of expensive. You want to throw that one in there?
Yes.
It is a body as well.
Very true. Very true. Deep Glow.
We've got Innkeeper's Talent and Vorinclex. Do we want Doubling Season as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say go for it.
definitely.
Okay.
Struggling to use search features. It's fine.
And most of the rest of what I'm finding only deals in 1/1 counters. Do we want to throw Lae'zel on there as well?
Yeah, we can do another body.
Yeah.
It's another body, and it adds +1 token or counter.
It
One more
leans
counter.
into what we're doing and is a
Yeah.
blocker if we need it, so I think it's worth.
Plus, if you stack her before any of the doubling effects, you'll be doubling 5 instead of 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to double 5 than to double 4 and add 1.
Yeah.
It's not much better, but it's better. That would be fun if we had a red. What else are we seeing?
It's
Back to the fun Planeswalker page.
that's interesting, but not cool. Not like good for this.
Alright, do we want to go through this maybe board real fast?
Yeah, let's go through the maybe board.
Hang on, adding one last to the maybe board. There we go.
Alright, let's start from the bottom. Ren and Realm Breaker there. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Already I like that. It's a 3-color deck, kind of need those. Up to 1 target land you control becomes a... Hold on, I have to... Becomes a 3/3 elemental creature token with vigilance, hexproof, and haste until your next turn. It's still a land. And -2, mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among the milled cards into your hand. -7, you get an emblem with you may play lands and cast permanent spells from your graveyard.
That's fun. So if you ult a Planeswalker and it ends up dying, you can go ahead and bring him back later.
Mm-hmm.
And that pairs extra well with the commanders, because if you already have 2 copies of the Planeswalker and one of them dies, so you only have 2 left, you can cast it again and get 2 more copies, and then you have 5 of the same Planeswalker.
Yeah. You can keep proliferating your walkers.
I'm just gonna nod and say, yes, I did hear that. Yeah, sure.
Your Discord
Yeah,
is
but I like
do
to
we
be
want-
strange.
really crazy today. What?
Do we want token doublers?
I don't think... I don't...
Maybe
I
like
mean,
one.
We've got doubling season.
1 or 2. Yeah, doubling season should be plenty.
I think
It's like,
Ren
what's-
and Realm Breaker
Primal
should be a yes. That also frees us up a little bit to put things, get some other ones that might be milling us. We can mill ourselves a little bit because we can play stuff in the graveyard. I don't know how to move it. I can't.
I moved it.
Okay, good. Did you?
Where'd it go? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Once again, it's not. I have to refresh it automatically. For some reason, it's fine when James does stuff, but when you mess with things, I can't see it happen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My internet also has been very strange for the past few years.
Alright, The Wanderer.
I got
Ooh, Primal Vigor. That's a good one.
The Wanderer is
Vigor
pretty
should be in the
simple.
maybe collection.
Starts at 5. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. Big fan already. -2. Exile target creature with power 4 or greater.
So it's just removal on a stick, pretty much.
And we can get a bunch of them.
Sorcery speed.
We can get a bunch of them so that it takes a bunch of them in with 10 loyalty instead of 5. That way, it's really hard for people to kill them, especially because they can't do non-combat damage. So that will basically
can't just, burn the deck.
That will basically permanently protect all our stuff from the target things take some damage from a shock. I think that's good. I'm a fan of that. I like that.
Sweet. The Eternal Wanderer, her again. No more than one creature can attack the Eternal Wanderer each combat. +1, exile up to one target artifact creature, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. 0, create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with double strike. And -4, for each player, choose a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all creatures they control not chosen this way. So you choose one creature from among all of their creatures, and that's the only creature they get to keep.
And that's a board wipe you can do immediately.
It does hit your stuff, though.
Yeah.
But it only hits creatures, and your deck. This deck isn't going to be too heavy on creatures, I don't think.
And the creatures that we will have will probably have one really, really good creature, and then a few just kind of filler critters. Not like filler for the deck, but like filler for the battlefield that planeswalkers have made.
Yeah, like 1/1 soldiers, stuff like that.
So I think that's a good idea, putting that one in. That's a yes from me.
Alright.
Tezzeret Artifice Master. See, starts at 5, +1, create a 1/1 colorless Thropter artifact creature token with flying. 0, draw a card. If you control 3 or more artifacts, draw 2 cards instead. -9, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, search your library for a permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. I really like that. Especially because with our counter doublers, we could just do that immediately and get that emblem, and at the beginning of our end steps every turn be putting more and more planeswalkers down, which will get
that's where you go find your WinCon planeswalkers.
Yeah, and once, I know I keep saying this, but if we get 3 of those, we're searching for 3 planeswalkers or permanents at the beginning of the end step every turn.
Yeah.
We'll be searching for a lot of them. Approved. Let's see. Teferi Time Bender. Pretty simple one again.
Teferi. Ronnan approves.
Ronnan approves. It starts at 5.
Why is it foil?
Untap up to 1 target artifact or creature as the +2. -3, you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. -9, take an extra turn after this one. That could be pretty good, especially because of, I keep saying this, but because of the token, the counter doublers. That's every one of these that starts at 5 and its ult is a -9. You can do that immediately with a single doubler.
Yep.
That's really good.
You can do it
remember
3 times if you do it right.
It's not exactly easy to get one of these doublers onto the battlefield, let alone all 3 of them.
Yes, so you won't always be getting them.
And in Keeper's Talent, if you've got it on the battlefield, you gotta level it up first.
Gotta get it to it. I've approved the Teferi though.
Extra turns.
Extra turns. Good stuff. Primal Vigor.
Primal Vigor doubles tokens.
1 or more tokens would be put into the battlefield, twice that many.
Matter.
Those tokens onto the battlefield instead. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters, place on creature, twice that many.
2 Nissas who shake the world?
I think that's a.
I accidentally added it in twice. I thought I got rid of one, but apparently I did not.
I am A-okay with the Primal Vigor as well.
Same here. If we're able to get 5 of one Planeswalker on one turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if we're like turn 3 we do Romana, turn 4 Primal Vigor, turn 5 6th Doctor, turn 6 any Planeswalker.
Then you just you just pay a little bit more for that Romana, and then you have a ton of that one Planeswalker.
Yeah.
Let's see, Nissa, who shakes the world. Didn't we already do?
I think we did approve this, but I don't know if I took it off the maybe board.
It's still in the maybe one because the other one was a frog.
Approved.
I think. Pretty sure the other one was a frog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other one was a frog.
There it is. It's down there. On the map. So we can get rid of that other one there. Alright, Ajani, the Great-Hearted. Creatures you control have vigilance. Starts at a 5+1. You gain 3 life, -2. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and loyalty counter on each other planeswalker you control. That is really good. It's just a proliferation on a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Speaking of proliferation, I actually have some other ones that I need to put in. Some proliferate guys.
Yeah, we can do an Inexorable Tide.
Inexorable. But yes.
Sure.
You said exorable.
Sure.
Yeah, Inexorable Tide.
No, it's not. That's not even a word. Inexorable?
Yeah, Inexorable Tide. Or Inerexible.
Yeah, the second one. Not exorable.
Inexorable. That's how it's spelled.
Inerexible tide.
It's not it's Inexor. I'm looking at the card right now.
Sure. But you didn't. But see, the problem is the first time you said exorable, not inexorable, exorable. You said exorable tide, and that's all you said.
I said the in. I'm cutting out on Discord.
What? I can't hear you. You're cutting out.
Man, we knew we would debate on this show. We had no idea that it would not have anything to do with what cards to put in the deck.
Anyway, Ajani the Unyielding. I read that correctly the first time. Don't worry about it. Starts at 4+2. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all non-land permanent cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest onto the bottom of your library in any order. That's a lot of words. -2, exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. -9, put 5 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Put 5 loyalty counters on each other planeswalker you control. This guy is just really good at putting counters on people.
Yeah, that's really all he do.
I
Even when he was a sleeper agent, he was doing that with his -3.
am.
And his ult, where he's dropping poison counters onto people.
I think that one's approved from me. Anything that gives other guys more counters is good.
Approved.
See,
Approved.
Ajani Steadfast starts at 4+1. Until end of turn, up to 1 target creature gets +1/+1. Gains first strike, vigilance, and lifelink. -2, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each other planeswalker you control. -7, you get an emblem with if a source would deal damage to you or a planeswalker you control, prevent all but one of that damage. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Areno. You can just go ahead and approve that old Nabo. No, I don't. Yes.
Treasures.
Sweet. That puts us at 16 planeswalkers. How many did we want to shoot for?
I think we can go for. I think we can do just a few more. Maybe three more. Put us at 19. Maybe 20.
19, maybe 20. Okay.
I want to get. See, I wanted to do the Jace that plots stuff, but then I realized that's only things that cost 3 or less, and No, it's just all spells. It might actually be good in the... for some reason I was thinking it was just instants and sorceries, but I think it's all spells, actually. So it might actually be helpful, but I don't know how helpful.
I do like the concept of all of us adding a bunch of stuff to the maybe board and then going on like a voting spree.
Yeah.
How does 1, 2, 3, 4?
To put something on the maybe board, you hover over it and press M.
Alright. Editing Ronnan. You. Fast forward while we add a bunch of stuff to the maybe board and come back in a second. You may have already done this once before. Do it again.
I was actually just about to say I've added 5 planeswalkers to the maybe board and we can go through 4 or 5 of them.
Not yet. Okay, should we go through this maybe real quick? As quick as possible? I stopped the time lapse. By time lapse, I mean the intermittent fast forwarding, because people kept asking if we wanted to just auto throw stuff in.
Alright, Thrumming Bird, just approve.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and do that. A lot of these I don't think we'll have to read all the way through. Mostly the planeswalkers are the important ones to read everything. Thirsting Roots, you can either search for a land, put it into your hand, or proliferate. It just costs 1 for a green.
I think we can approve that.
Go ahead and do that one. Okay. I'm relying on somebody else to slide them over because I am... Every time I touch stuff, it goes crazy.
Well, I tried to, but it vanished off the face of the earth, so... Oh, it's a sorcery. Okay. James, I'm gonna let you take care of moving stuff because whenever I do it, stuff goes wrong.
You're the only one who can do it. Let's see. Tekuthal? Inquiry Dominance.
We talked about this guy in our very first pilot episode of Magic and Mayhem.
Yeah. If you would proliferate twice instead.
Ooh, that's gotta be in there.
Yeah, and you can give it an indestructible counter if you take some counters off of some other things. I'm down for that one. Down for that.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm the one who put it in there, so it would be odd if I wasn't. Alright,
Planeswalkers!
Very Temporal Archmage. Okay. Starts at 5. +1, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. -1, untap up to 4 target permanents. Probably going to be using that on lands most of the time. -10. You get an emblem with you may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control on any player's turn anytime you could cast an instant. This guy could also be your commander. That's cool. One
thing I would like to mention about a bunch of these cards that say untap target permanents, you can also untap Romana the Second, so that way you can create another tapped token of something that entered.
Yes. Yeah, I'm down to approve that.
Hang on. Brain surge. I think that goes... Teferi Temporal Archmage goes infinite with Romana.
Man, oh man.
Not a word.
I just can't with your Discord today, man. nothing.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. I'm audio settings, voice and video. What is happening? Microphone test.
Oh, he just deafened himself. Okay.
Okay. All right. It should be better now.
All right. I hope so. Now, what were you saying?
Romana the Second and that Teferi go infinite together. You use the -1 to untap her and a land, and then you tap a land and her to create another token of Teferi. That you untap her and another land with that -1, and then you create another token copy of Teferi. And then you use that Teferi to use the -1 to untap her and another land.
So you could...
So you get infinite Teferis.
You get infinite Planeswalkers, yes.
The one that isn't going to do anything for us. Other than untap her. And let us cast things.
As long as something says untap up to 2 permanents, it goes infinite with her. Any Planeswalker that... Teferi...
If we have a mana dork, we already have a planeswalker in here somewhere that Jace that untaps all creatures.
Yeah, she goes infinite with him.
And that one would actually be a lot more helpful than that Teferi, because then you can just, with your infinite those guys, take everybody's critters.
Yeah, and I mean, if you sequence it right, I think you can untap her and the thing multiple times. I don't know how necessarily it would work, but yeah, I do have some mana dorks in them, maybe.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to those later.
Okay, the Temporal Archmage, yes or no?
I think we can say yeah.
Okay. That emblem is really good for just about every one of these. This one is one that I'm not certain on, mostly because we're already almost full on Planeswalkers. You may already activate Teferi Master of Time. You may activate loyalty abilities of Teferi Master of Time on any player's turn. Anytime you could cast an instant. +1, draw a card, then discard a card. -3, target creature you don't control phases out. -10, take 2 extra turns after this one. The extra turns are good. It's all good, but is it worth throwing in with everything else that we have already? Do we need 2 extra turns after this one? If you have 1 extra turn after this and you don't win in that one, do you deserve it?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, most of the Commodore Guff combos I see that win are with this Planeswalker because it says 2 turns instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's... I don't know. I'm also kind of on the fence about it. It does phase stuff out, and you can activate that at on any person's turn.
Mm-hmm. That is good. It does cost 3 to do, so it's a little crazy, but I mean it's it's protection on a stick.
Yeah, and if you have more than one of him with your commanders, then maybe it's good. I don't know. I just don't think it's as good as some of the other Planeswalkers we have in here.
Yeah,
I don't think it's as good than most of the other Planeswalkers we have.
How many Planeswalkers do we have in here already?
16.
16, so we have room for
3 or 4 more, I think.
4. How many more are in the maybe? 1, 2.
4, I think.
I think we can.
I spy an Oko.
I think we can put him in.
Okay.
James?
Sure. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, already gone.
Ah, it did it! It let me do something.
Alright, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Starts at 4, +1, draw a card at the beginning of the next end step. Untap 2 lands. -3, put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, third from the top. -8, you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. That, I love that emblem. I love that emblem.
That's pretty solid removal, yeah.
Yeah. Man, if that along with all of the other planeswalkers that draw stuff, one turn, nobody has anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I added the Planeswalker, so I approve.
I'm approving.
I approved.
Sounds good.
Approved.
Sword of Truth and Justice. When it hits,
What does one do?
plus equipped creature gets +2/+2, has protection from white and blue. When it deals combat damage, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, then proliferate.
That was pretty good. I think Truth and Justice is good in any counter deck. That'll also save a creature from a Swords to Plowshares. Or a bounce spell.
Most of them, at least. It will die to a fight spell, maybe. But still.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this. I'm the one who... I put it in the maybe pile, so...
Alright.
Yeah, I approve.
Approved.
Staff of Completion. This is another one.
All will be one. Approved.
Another one I added in. If you tap it, pay 1 life, destroy target permanent you own. Tap it, pay 2 life, add 1 mana of any color. Tap it, pay 3 life, proliferate. Tap, pay 4 life, draw a card, or pay 5, untap it.
Approved.
Sweet.
Yeah, approved.
Alright. Voice of Plenty. Planeswalkers you control, other creatures you control have hexproof. I like that. Put counter on each creature you control. Yes, yes. A body that protects things. Love that, love that.
I too am a fan. I put that one in there.
Approve. Approved.
Approved.
Sweet. Serum Snare. Return target permanent. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If that permanent had mana value 3 or less, proliferate. Removal and proliferation.
Yeah. I think we can go with that one. Approved by me.
I stuck it in there, so.
Approved.
Sweet. Okay, Seaborn Muse, untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step.
Our untap.
Our untap. I love that. Every card that does that, I'm a fan of that. I need to put that into my Everybody's My Friend deck. That way we can be friends on your turn too.
Oh, goody.
Ripples of Potential. Proliferate, then choose any number of permanents you control that had a counter put on them this way. Those permanents phase out. Protection and Proliferation only cost 2. It's an instant.
Yeah, that's really good. That one almost got James win at a local game store against a Commodore Guff deck.
This was.
And then he took infinite turns.
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah.
Phasing out means nothing if he can just wait till his next of 17 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put that in there, so I approve as well.
Approve.
This is the one that I put in that I wasn't sure about. It's Rad Storm. Proliferate, it has Storm. I don't know if this one is worth it, because we're not going to be casting a lot of spells each turn, and it costs 4.
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys. I'm A-okay with this one not going in.
I mean, most of our instants are, I mean, what we have added so far in terms of, I mean, planeswalkers aren't cheap. Both of our instants that we have added so far cost 2, and our sorcery costs 1. I think we have a low enough curve that it's like, if you draw this card, you could play around it.
But is it worth trying for?
The peak of our curve is currently sitting at 4.
We definitely need some things in here that reduces mana cost for stuff. For the historic spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Where's that owl when you need him?
Yeah, I was just about to add Joyrose Familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not... See, I put this in here as just because it has Proliferate. I'm starting to not want it.
Sounds
good. Because it does cast... It does cost 4. It's got Storm. And that's not great in this one.
We have a Denial.
Denied.
You could wait for some other player to just start storming off, and then you throw it in there in the middle of their storm off.
That's true, but
yeah,
I don't know.
On your end step.
On your end step, all of my planeswalkers get 18 more counters!
Yes! No! Thank you for doing all of the storm counting for me!
But I mean, honestly, if we get to a point where a storm player gets a storm count of 18, I'm pretty sure that game's over.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Probably. Unless it was me, in which case
bud.
I probably just proliferated all of my stuff by that much and am not going to do anything either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get all of us to 9 poison counters and then stop proliferating us.
Yeah, because I'm like, it'll be funny to just let them live in fear. Has 2 more proliferation spells in my hand. I don't want it.
Let's see, where...
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Here is another...
Oko!
Another Planeswalker, Oko the Ringleader. At the beginning of combat on your turn, Oko the Ringleader becomes a copy of up to 1 target creature you control until end of turn, except it has hexproof. Starts at a 3/+1, draw 2 cards. If you've committed a crime this turn, discard a card, otherwise discard 2 cards. -1, create a 3/3 green elk creature token. Love them elk. -5 for each other non-land permanent you control. Create a token that's a copy of that permanent.
Yeah, I mean, that's another of each of your planeswalkers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool.
And at the beginning of combat, he can turn into a Vorinclex, and then you can start upticking your planeswalkers.
Ooh. And up it by 4 each time? Is that how that works? Because they doubled each time, or would it be 3? Because it would be. How does
he doubles each time?
Okay. Yeah. So you'd up
so
it.
So a +1 becomes a +4.
Ooh. A 0 that draws you a card adds 4 because you draw the card and put it. I'm talking about Teferi Temple Pilgrim. Teferi Temple Pilgrim. Teferi Temple.
Oh.
Anyway, I like it.
Where'd he go?
Where did who go?
Where'd Oko go?
He's right there.
Oh, he's approved already. Well,
how?
I don't know.
I
went to get rid of the Radstorm on my screen, and he was just approved.
I got rid of the Radstorm. The Oko is still here for. Did you hold on?
He's approved on my screen.
Did you delete Oko?
Hold on.
No, he's in Planeswalker.
Why does it say I haven't? Oh, this is all based off of your collection.
All of these ads, get away from me.
Oh, this is my collection?
I think so. It says we've got an Oko.
I mean, you started the
but
deck.
I don't own an Oko.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I do have.
I don't think I have a. I don't think I have a Seaborn Muse either.
I don't.
Yeah, but I know I have a Thirsting Roots.
Where?
I have a million Thirsting Roots.
But have you put it onto your Architect yet?
Yeah, only color I'm missing is blue.
Where the heck? Oko has disappeared for me.
It says I have a Maze of Ith,
there he
but
is.
I
Never
do
mind.
not have a Maze of Ith.
I have several.
Alright.
I think
Back.
this is
We got to
based
get back
off
to
of your
this maybe
collection.
thing.
Or it's a group collection thing.
That would make a lot of sense.
Which would be why it says I have a Vorinclex of some sort, but not this printing.
Noble Hierarch just costs 1. You can tap it for a green, a white, or a blue. Enthralled, when a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
It's a 1-drop.
We need Monodorks. It's a 1-drop. I approve.
I
put
approve.
And
in
it's
the
for
stack,
all of
yeah.
my, all of the colors we need. So. Oh, Mondrak.
Why is it a commander?
Mondrak.
Who done it? Why is it a commander?
I didn't.
Unseat the commander.
Alright.
Take her off the throne.
Mondrak Glory Dominus. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. You can do stuff to give it.
It says I own a Mondrak.
You can
I
do.
haven't done my white cards yet.
Yeah, I own a few.
It's a group collection thing because it's a group deck thing.
Yep.
I approve this. It's a body that can be indestructible, and it does very many things for us.
Make more token.
Make more token, which means more Planewalker.
Approved.
Drawers Familiar, we were already talking about that.
Hey, who's this funny looking guy?
Auto approved for me.
Yeah, auto approve.
Approved.
Can you find any more
Jace,
of those things that do
perfected
that?
mind.
Lower cost for
I
or is that the only one?
looked. That's. We'll get to it later. I scryfalled the term historic spell within our colors. There's one that says historic spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. There's a saga that on turn 4 lets you cast them for 2 less this turn. Then the only other 2 that say historic spells are play them from the top of your library or cast them as though they had flash.
I see. Okay.
But I will also do some
You should put the one that lets you cast it as though we have flash in. Because we have stuff that untaps our lands on other people's untapped set.
Oh yeah.
So if we get
Why is Oko back in the maybe?
I don't know.
Who done it?
I didn't do it.
I didn't done it. I'm gonna reload my page and think that maybe this will help.
Reload.
Nope, he's still in the baby. Get in approved.
Oko doesn't want to be where he is. Okay, so
What a tricksty guy.
keep going through these. This is the one we just talked about. 3/3 flash flying. You may cast historic spells as though they had flash. Artifacts, legendaries, sagas. I approve because I just said put that in there.
I dropped her in.
James, do you want our guys to be flashy?
Yep.
I approve.
Approved.
Okay, doke. Okay, Jay's Perfected Mind. Starts at 5, +1 until your next turn. Up to 1 target creature gets -3, -0. -2, target player mills 3 cards. Then if a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, you draw 3 cards. Otherwise, you draw a card. -X, target player mills 3 times X cards. This works really well with that one that lets us play stuff from the graveyard. I'm a fan of this, and I'm good with approving it if you guys want to.
Yeah, if we start in and just make target player mill 3 times X cards,
That and it,
we can have.
it could be a pretty good
If we have like
win con mill
7 Jaces all coming in with 7 times how many counters they should have, we could just win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mill.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, you would need to have him come in with 33 counters minimum. Or maximum. Because that'll be 99 cards milled.
Right. Anyway, enchantment, inexorable tide. Whenever you cast a spell, proliferate.
Yeah, I think that's an auto include.
That's what I'm thinking too. Just
Planeswalkers are spells.
Yep. Yeah, all of them are. Guild Pact Informant, flying when it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, proliferate.
Along the same lines as Thrumming Bird. I approve. But that one's even better because it can hit planeswalkers.
Yep. It's a body. It might be a 1/1, but it's a body. Flux Channeler, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, proliferate. A little bit more limited, and it's a creature, but it's along the same lines as that other one.
Planeswalkers aren't creatures.
That's true.
Yeah.
Approved.
Sweet. Delighted Halfling. Tap it, add 1 colorless, or tap it, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a legendary spell, and that spell can't be countered. That's actually significantly better than your average mana dork in this situation. I approve.
I approve.
Keeping our planeswalkers from being countered, really good. Especially since we have a lot of stuff that can untap creatures. We can just make sure all of the ones we cast that turn can't be countered. Contentious Plan. It's a sorcery. Proliferate, draw a card. Costs 2. Pretty simple, straightforward.
Yeah.
Card draw, get us more counters. Sweet. Jam Man.
Yep.
Alright.
Working on it.
Okay.
Approved.
City of Death, it's a saga, which goes towards our historics, already a plus. On the first one, create a treasure token. And 1, 2, 3, 5 more after that. Create token that's a copy of target non-saga token you control. That's really good, considering we're going to have a lot of token copies of Planeswalkers.
Tokens. Yeah. Yeah.
I approve.
I approve.
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 Usually I don't really like that one because really all it does is double the treasure counters or the treasure tokens. But since you got planeswalker tokens,
yeah.
Broker's Ascendancy, enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. So just a once an end step, proliferate everything.
Yeah, I added that one. I don't know how much I feel about it.
Yeah, it's a little lackluster compared to a lot of the other stuff. But I mean, it's along the same lines as everything we want. But
how many enchantments do we have? We're at 7 enchantments, so we're below where EDH Rec wants us for enchantments. If we add that, we'll be right on par.
Can you think of any other enchantment you'd rather, just off the top of your head?
A few, yes. Specifically, Oath of Ajani. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and then planeswalker spells you cast cost 1 less to cast.
I think
I'm glad I could hear every
planeswalkers you cast cost 1 less to cast. It's the most important part of that.
Does this help?
I mean, you're really loud now.
Sorry. Is this better, though?
Yeah. I mean, you haven't cut out yet, but...
Sweet. Then there's also Oath of Nissa. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature, land, or planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And then you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast planeswalker spells.
I think I like the...
So...
I think I like the first one more, but I think the second one would work better for us. Due to that mana of any color for them.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I'm not opposed to having 9 enchantments when something says to add 8. I think we can put both of these in here and skip the Broker's Ascendancy.
I'm down with that.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead and just add both of those straight in, and we'll take the Broker's Ascendancy out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
The
That
last
puts us
thing,
at 9 enchantments.
last thing in the maybe pile currently, Adrix and Nev, twin casters. It's a 2/2 with ward 2. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Can you, when we cast a planeswalker with all of with our commanders out and stuff, can we stack things so that this goes last and we just double all of the? Is that how that works?
I believe so, yes. You create your... let me see. You create your token... You create your Planeswalker and create a token copy of that. Then, using Adrix and Nev, create a token copy of that. Then with Romana II, you create a token copy. And when you do that, you create a second token copy. So if you have Adrix and Nev on the battlefield, it's along the same lines as Doubling Season. It would...
I'm down for putting it in, the Adrix and Nev.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
And it's a body with ward 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Planeswalkers deck. We need blockers.
Yeah. I especially like it for the ward too.
I see that you've
Approved?
approved. I
Approved.
see that you've added more things as we were talking about the last thing we had there, James.
I'm finding cost reducers.
Stone calendar. Your spells cost up to 1 less to cast. Casting cost of spells cannot be below 0. That would be wild if it was. Costs 5 for an artifact, but artifacts are historic, so I'm willing to pay 5 for something that will then possibly let us pay 6 less for something. And that's spells,
If we
so that's
copy
everything.
this thing several times,
Yeah. It's spells, so it's everything costs that much less, not just. So I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm down for Stone.
Stone approved.
approved.
Okay, Grand Arbiter. Wait, hold on. Now let's not
Don't
get.
worry, it's in our deck.
Let's not be too crazy though. Okay. White spells
Hey,
you cast
reduce
cost
the
1 less
costs
to cast.
on our stuff.
Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. Yeah, but do we want to be hated that much?
Yes.
All right.
We're playing Planeswalkers. We sat down and we're like, yeah, we're playing Planeswalkers. Hate's coming at us already. There's nothing we can do about
Yeah.
that.
Fair enough. Approved.
Might as well hold them off a turn.
Yeah.
Down, beast, down.
Okay. Geyser Drake. 2/3 flying. As long as it's not your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That goes very well along with the thing that gives our stuff. Hey, Flash.
Mm-hmm. And the hour untap.
Yeah, and the hour on tap.
Hour
It is.
on tap.
That is 3 cards in the whole deck that are like on other people's turn stuff. But I mean, it's
Crazier stuff has happened.
crazy stuff's happened, and I'm down for just having that one. I guess if it goes, then it goes, sort of thing in there. I approve. I approve. We already have the other 2, so might as well.
Approved.
Approved. All right. That's our maybe board. What's the size of our deck looking like?
We're
We've got
looking at
68. We've already got 4 land, so we're at 64 non-land.
64.
And if we make the rest land, That puts us at 36.
And that might be a good number of lands.
It's a decent amount. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer a little bit more ramp with that amount of land, but
with how much card
pull
draw
something
though,
out
I
and put
think
in a
we'll
basic.
scrape by.
Oh yeah, I forget card draw is just
Slow
delayed
ramp.
ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll be alright. Especially with old Gnawbone in
Ooh.
there. Getting a scrape, we get some treasures. That and their treasures are tokens, so we'll be getting a lot of treasures.
Alright, I'm gonna go on my land spree here.
Alright.
I got one more.
One more. Tokens you control.
Oh,
that
that was
Oh
really
my
smooth.
gosh, dude. That's so good.
Jahira, friend of the forest. Tokens you control have tap at a green.
We don't
All
even
your
need to tap
planeswalkers.
planeswalkers.
Every
All
planeswalker
your
is now a
planeswalkers-
forest.
Yes.
Approved.
Oh, Nissa would be so proud.
Yes.
Approved so hard.
That it only helps with green, but I mean with all of the other
Approved.
stuff that lets you cast things for mana of any color, or I got a Discord notification. Don't mind that.
Don't worry.
Or
Hold up.
tap mana for one of any color. I don't think it matters that all of your planeswalkers only tap for green. I am so down. So incredibly down.
And we're just gonna trust chaos on the mana based.
He's tossing stuff in, and then I am going to go through and tell him no on a lot of stuff. You have two things that are very bright red ringed.
That's not good.
I'm not seeing anything.
Why do you have two Maze of Ith?
I only have one on my screen.
Well, we'll wait. I'll wait till you're done, and then I'll refresh and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Because if I mess with stuff while you're messing with stuff, things could go poorly.
You can throw some. You can throw some fetchable duels, or even a fetchable triome if you want. I've
'Cause we
got
have a few fetches.
couple of fetch ramp. Hold on, did I actually put in any ramp?
We have a
See,
few things.
I would love to put any lands in this deck, but my computer is being so dumb.
I see.
Dinky.
Editing Ronan. Fast forward until he has all the lands on there, and then we go through them, and I tell him no on a lot of stuff. Alright,
Oh man,
page refreshed.
I've full
Headphones
screen now.
switched. It was quite the successful time lapse, guys. I hope it was epic. It better have been
I'm so
epic.
tired.
I'm exhausted. It's been 20 years.
I've been recording for 2 hours. 1.5 of that was trying to put in lands. Okay, I don't know if Ronan will put any of what happened in the time lapse in.
Oh, he's
but
gone.
Whenever I would
And
go
he's
to
gone again.
take a land, right,
Oh,
and drag it over from EDH Rec onto Architect, it would do that, and this would buffer for about 30 seconds, and then it would finish. And then after that, I would go to try put another card over, but it would not. It would just stay as the little pointy mouse guy and not the little hand that says, hey, click on me. So it would just look like I was hovering over the land and not let me drag it over until like 30 seconds after the first one would spin. So genuinely, I think we spent like, 15-20 minutes waiting for me to add 31 lands.
that was a long time for sure. Absolutely.
I fixed Tamio.
Is she bunny now? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Alright, That's a lot of lands.
You are a degenerate.
Yeah.
All right.
I went a little over the top with non-basic lands because I knew that a lot of them would get cut.
Ooh.
We've got 11 basics.
Wait. Legendary lands, do those count as historics too?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Ramp. Ow.
To the battlefield tapped. Ah, that could be untapped. Tapped. This is the main thing I have against these, is that they enter tapped. And it's like, it's just harming you most of the time.
See, a lot of these that they either come in tapped and then say unless, or
I've seen 2 that say unless, so far. Or you pay some life and it doesn't, or whatever. 2 of them so far, while I'm going through. 4 islands. Sacrilege.
I am just being honest. Like I said, I went low on the basics and high on the non-basics because I knew a lot of them would get cut.
Pay 2 life if you don't and enters battlefield tapped. Okay, so that's 3 that you could bring in without it being untapped.
See. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where you are on the list, but a lot of the ones I'm looking at say tapped unless.
Okay. It's mostly the bottom part that's just a lot of just enters tapped all at once. But
I found 5 that say tapped unless.
Oh, you started from the bottom. That makes sense.
I just used the syntax in the search bar.
Alchemist Refuge is really cool. Cat spells this turn as though they had flash. It's really good. You know what? I really want you.
Chaos, I'll save you a little bit of time.
I really want to fight you on the amount of non-basics here. Problem is, we've been recording for 2.5 hours.
Okay, do you want me to just get rid of the ones that I think I would like to get rid of the most?
Yeah, just cut down the number. I want to see at least like 6 or 7 basics of each type instead of the 3 or 4.
Whoa, man! 3. Okay, so that's just 7 land. Never mind. I'll stop overreacting.
Yeah. That is right? Yeah, that should just be 7, I think.
Hey guys, change your grouping to categories and see if you can find what I did.
How? Help. How? Help.
It's on the top bar.
Oh, group by. I already did group by categories.
Okay.
I mean,
hold on, this art's probably throwing you off.
what?
There we go.
Okay.
I think Ronnan found it.
Yeah, I found it. I see what you did there. I see. I was wondering why there were only 4 in the creatures category. It's like, okay, where did you put the other one? Right there. That's you put it right
hang
there.
on. Sort by collection. Wait. Sort by type. Group by collection. Nope.
Categories.
Categories. Okay. Hang on. I don't.
You'll get it.
Nice.
There it is.
Yeah. Dumb.
You found Grand Arbiter Augustine in the dumb category.
Okay.
Now he is Pit Boy.
I've fixed the mana base a little bit. We've got 6 plains, 6 islands, 6 forests, bare minimum of Ronan's requirements.
I think I need to refresh my deck. We're still at 111 cards.
I can't even figure out how to see the amount of cards in the deck.
It's up at the top, just underneath the deck name.
Oh, yeah, I'm at 111 too. Hold on, give me a second. Let me X out of all of the ads that are about to pop up. There they are.
Mine says 100. I don't know what's happening.
We weren't refreshed yet. There it is. Mine says 100 now.
Sweet. Alright. So
I'll approve your lands.
But I want to talk about them.
I've glanced over them. I approve.
Oh man. One of these days I'll be allowed to talk about lands.
We should have a whole episode of just you talking about mana base and lands.
Hey, that should be a Chaos Corner.
That should be a Chaos Corner.
Too bad those died before they lived.
Dude, I'm trying,
It's because his computer did too. Well, that's our... We made the deck. We did it. It took a long time.
I updated all of the Planeswalker arts that I could.
Nice. Everybody, you can look at those
now they look
on
pretty.
Moxfield. Because we're going to move this to Moxfield and hopefully keep all the same arts that James worked so hard to get there.
I'll do what I can.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's easy.
Can you drag and drop from Architect to Moxfield?
Yeah, I can, but not printings.
Yeah, you can.
For real?
If you stop your thing from being set
into extras. If you go into extras, go to export. In the export options, you can have it include set code and include collector number. And then it'll give you the exact printing that you had. And you can just copy that list and paste it into the import section on Moxfield.
And you might need to shut off your thing on Moxfield that automatically sets everything to Card Kingdom. And cheapest.
I can do that. New folder.
He's
Deck
frog facing.
Factory.
He's doing it now. But while he does that...
Yeah, I take care of it now. Okay. Good luck, everybody else.
I do now.
While he does that... Just editing, zoom in on my face.
Don't zoom in on his face.
Stop zooming. Don't zoom.
Zoom
Hey,
on
stop
mine.
zooming. Stop. Hey, back here. Thank you.
No, look at me.
Stop. Come back.
Look at me.
Hey, stop that.
Look at me.
Stop.
You-
No,
come
stop.
here.
Hey,
You
quit
look
it.
at
Stop
me.
it. Stop.
Look at me.
You're supposed to be doing
Hi.
something. You're supposed to be doing
I am.
something.
I'm good at
not doing
multitasking.
anything.
Go back to what you were doing. While he's doing that. It's going to be up on Moxfield for you guys. Check it out. Check out all the cool printings that James set up for everybody. They are pretty cool. Thank you for watching and listening. If you were listening, I'm so sorry. This was a very, very video-centric one of these.
This is a very, very video.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I've said this a few times, but I keep getting distracted. We might do this again. We might not. Let us know. You let us know if you want to see it. We had fun. I've been rambling. We've been rambling.
Yeah,
I'm trying
you
to...
can find me on Twitch.
Yeah, I was trying to get into outro stuff, shout out things, but I've just been segueing into more long talking. You can find him on Twitch. Where on Twitch, sir?
King K Goss.
Got it. Sweet. You can find me at Ronan_C_McKeeg on Twitch. Maybe we'll end up streaming that game between the two of us with the same deck. We'll see.
That would be fun.
It would be fun.
We need to set up a Magic and Mayhem Twitch for that.
We don't have to. I could just stream it on mine.
You could.
Cause like we're not using Twitch for anything else anyway. We keep shouting it out. We might as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, James, where can we find you? We'll get back to that in a second.
Hi. I'm James. Let's do a show. Let's go.
This is the end of. Is the end of the.
Hey, welcome back to Magic and
stop!
Mayhem, everybody.
Stop! No, please!
We haven't
no,
done the
please!
We didn't do
Cut
the intro
cameras!
enough this episode.
You're right.
We haven't done the intro.
You're right. You're right.
as many
The
times
past
as we
few we've
normally
done
do.
like 2 to 3. We need to do it again. Welcome back, everybody, to Magic and Mayhem. We're gonna do Commander stuff and build it instead of.
The bird is gone.
What?
The bird is gone.
The bird is gone.
Bird's gone.
That's
Yeah.
That is one thing we need to take into account for this. Is if we have to restart halfway through the episode, that's gonna be a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Maybe just
don't
pick your keyboard.
have that be a problem anymore.
I would love to. that guy right there is causing me all my issues. So much so, nothing.
I see. Well,
I'm really good about that.
very good.
Anyways, bye guys.
Bye guys. Bye. 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 We're done with the intro now. Bye. What was it that you were saying before I cut you off so that James could?
Dude, genuinely can't. No idea.
No clue.
Gone.
No clue.
No clue. Like, I'm trying to come up with anything in my brain related to that area of time. Nothing. Like this.
We were talking about. What were we talking?
That's all I'm saying, man.
What was the context?
I don't know. It's all gone.
James.
Everything is gone.
James, do you have knowledge in your head?